There's a very pretty girl somewhere to be found in a little South American border town. But she's caught the eye of some douchey American. They've never met in real life, but he thinks that someday she'll be his wife. She doesn't want him, she's already moved on. But don't cry for James, Argentina, he's done enough himself. He lost his woman that he never had to a British man of wealth. Don't cry for James, Argentina, he's done enough of that. So when he tries to cross the border, they'll just have to send him back. I know that it must be hard to see her with a man that can do the job and love her in that special way. You say you hate her, but you still love her too. What's a crazy guy like you gonna do? Are the voices in your head, are they gonna drive you insane? Every day, all day you argue online. In comment sections you're losing your mind. Instead of just moving on like she did, you're acting like you don't have any choice. Always blame Adonis, Paul, or Royce. But now some other guys inside Ileana. But don't cry for James, Argentina.
And good evening. Welcome to the LolCow Ranch tonight. I am your host, Governor Rocknar, and we have quite an episode for you planned. So let's get right to it. Jimmy has thrown up an acceptance to the challenge of the Armory. So let's go right to Jimmy. Okay, we're going to go Jimmy's videos here.
So now Randolph Vance has promised to get a fight together at the Armory in Philadelphia. Now remember, it has to be in April because it has to be after I come back from Argentina. So yeah, I agree to fight Adonis Paul in a full contact karate match at the Armory in Philadelphia. I have no problem with that. He challenged me, now Randolph Vance wants to get it ready. Get me the waivers, get everything set up, and I will fight Adonis Paul in a full contact karate match.
Jimmy, you weren't listening to last night's AP, which was on a rare Monday night. I could tell because obviously, AP doesn't want to do this challenge anymore. He knows that you're mentally deficient and you would not be certified for the ring by your own standards, Jimmy. So, it's no fun, beating up on somebody who's mentally deficient, and it's certainly no fun to get beaten by someone who's mentally deficient. So, Jimmy, we know you're special, okay? So you're just going to have to find somebody else to fight now. We're not setting up this fight for you anymore because we're not going to contribute to the death of a mentally deficient man in the ring, okay? That shit ain't happening.
I have no problem with that. If you guys can actually set up the venue, I will do it. I have no problem with that. Is that understood? Full contact karate match, me and Adonis Paul at the Armory in Philadelphia in April, if you guys can set it up. Just get me the waivers, let me make sure they're all legal, and I'm more than willing to do it. I have no problem whatsoever.
And then that was a quick video. And now I have only ever wanted my former friend to be well. So there's only one former friend he's talking about, and that's me, because I'm his former friend. I'm the one who loves you, Jimmy. You're the one who's buying me a truck, after all.
Yeah, I want to clarify a few things, okay? Look, now I will continue to repost it every day. With my former friend, okay? She and I were friends, and what is so frustrating about this situation, I did not do anything purposely to frighten her, to upset her, or anything like that. However, with the trolling, it did make me lose my cool a few times.
A few times, Jimmy? How many times have a few made? Jimmy, you've lost your cool several different times, and every time you've lost your cool, you just make the same apology video to Eliana. Oh, I'm sorry that the trolls got to me, but they were pushing me and pushing me and pushing me, and then I just had to respond with my anger.
Okay? But ultimately, I have no animosity toward her. I hold no grudge toward her. I don't care what she does with her life. Look, I thought we were friends. That's the truth. Maybe I'm stupid. That might be it. Maybe I was stupid to think she was my friend that whole time. But as you can see from the emails from the fake Antonio Sanchez account, the fake Geraldo Perez account, all these fake accounts, these people were clearly trying to intimidate me with threats of violence if I came down to Argentina. If she doesn't want to see me, I've been very adamant about this for years now.
She's been adamant for years that she doesn't want to see you, Jimmy. How much more clearer does it have to be? Okay? How much clearer does that pane of glass have to be for you to see through it? Okay?
If she doesn't want to see me, I'm not going to see her. I'm not coming down to Argentina to do anything to her. The reason I'm going to Argentina is I couldn't get a refund on the ticket.
No, Jimmy. You can sell your ticket. Okay? Someone else is going to want a trip to Argentina. Someone else may need a trip to Argentina, and you are being the selfish prick denying them that trip. Okay?
Regardless of how hard I tried. I don't even want to go to Argentina. If I had an option
Unless his plane ticket was non-transferable, then he is fucked. So
right now, I would go to Ecuador, I would go to Mexico, I would go a lot of other places besides Argentina at this point. Okay? I don't even want to go to Argentina.
then why are you wanting to go to Argentina if you don't want to go, Jimmy? It can't be to just simply use up an Expedia credit. That's bullshit. Okay?
That's what I have to do. Okay? And honestly, if you want to know the truth, I wouldn't be going anywhere right now if I had a choice because of the situation that I can't speak of, okay? So that's the real truth. I just got over that about a week ago. I just got over the thing that we can't speak of. It was only about maybe 3 days worth of mild symptoms or whatever, with one day of severe symptoms. But it was only like maybe 2 days of mild symptoms, and then maybe about a week of a little bit more than average symptom. A little bit.
Are you trying to say that you came down with something, Jimmy? And you couldn't talk about it? Obviously, we know what you're talking about, Jimmy. You came down with a certain virus.
Mild symptoms, I guess you'd say. But I've been over it now for about a week. But I was very very sick with that, and if it were up to me, I wouldn't be going anywhere. But the way that everything fell, this is just how things are with that stupid ticket. But the reason I got that ticket was because people were threatening me and threatening to do harm to me if I went down to Argentina. After my friend, who I thought was my friend, had told me she was single and childless and then just stopped talking. And I thought maybe somebody was keeping her from talking to me. She can be with whoever she wants. She can believe whatever she wants. She can do whatever she wants. I have never been controlling toward her. I've been concerned about her. Okay? And from the sound of her live stream, I was exceptionally correct at being concerned about her.
Jimmy, your exceptional concern is because you can't manipulate her anymore, and that pisses you the fuck off, doesn't it? That's your exceptional concern. You've lost all control that you had over her. We cut those puppet strings that you had with Eliana, and you can't reconnect them anymore, and that pisses you off.
Because it seems like she's had a very erratic mental and emotional state since I've stopped speaking with her. Which actually does make sense because her and I did kind of center each other. And it's not like what makes me so frustrated is this girl was my friend. Like, everybody's trying to make it out like I'm trying to screw this chick, or I would say some things to the trolls because the trolls would tell me all this crazy stuff about what they're doing to her, so I'd fire back with other crazy stuff. But I've never talked about her body in a derogatory way.
Bullshit. Bullshit, Jimmy. You have definitely talked about her body in a very derogatory way. Okay?
I've never talked about her in a derogatory way until
More bullshit, Jimmy.
recently when she started trashing me. But I mean, the thing is, ultimately, I have no animosity towards this chick. I don't wish her any ill will. I wish her all the love and all the joy and all the prosperity that life has to offer her. That's all I want for her, is for her to be happy, with or without me in her life. And honestly, at this point, I don't want her in my life. I've told her flat out, please leave me the hell alone when I get to Buenos Aires.
Jimmy, that's not the intentions of your messages. Okay? If you want her to leave you alone, don't message her, and she won't message you in return. That's the easiest fucking way to have her leave you alone. Just don't message her. But you constantly harassing her all the time saying, oh, whatever you do, leave me alone when I'm in Argentina, is bullshit. You're pressing this on her. You're rubbing it in her face that you're going to be in Argentina. And we're going to make sure that you're never going to Argentina, bud. Okay?
I don't want to see you, is what I told her. And the reason why is because she's been, as you can tell from the screenshots I've posted, she's been ridiculously untruthful with the way that she's caused this narrative to unfold. But I don't think it was her.
The narrative to unfold? Jimmy, the narrative is that you've been stalking Eliana for 7 years. That's pretty simple and clear. That's the narrative. That's the narrative that you won't see. Okay?
I think she was led into this because at first she seemed to correct it when they said I was stalking her for 7 years. No, I was friends with her for almost 4 years. Okay? I was friends with her for almost 4 years, and we were extremely good friends. Now, in her life...
No, Jimmy, I don't buy that for 1 minute. Okay? An extremely good friend would not go to someone and, when you're making first contact on Facebook and say, oh, I feel suicidal, please help me. And then 2 weeks later, show them pictures of Polynesian dancers. Oh, this is what I'd like to see you wearing. Jimmy, that's not how you start relationships, okay?
Live stream, she informed me that young lady doesn't exist anymore, that she is no longer the same person she was when I was her friend, and I believe her. I do believe her. I don't believe that she just forgot everything she knows about biometrics, neuroscience, anthropology, etc. I think she still knows that stuff.
Yes, she does, Jimmy. She knows all of that stuff. The part of Eliana that's gone forever is the part that was you holding her hostage, okay? That part of you holding her hostage was holding her life back, okay, Jimmy? Emotional hostage. You weren't holding her physical hostage, you were holding her an emotional hostage with your constant messaging. You're still doing this, Jimmy. Just to clarify what I mean when I say that you're holding her hostage. You mean you're holding her an emotional hostage on this. Not physical, but emotional. I know you'll respond to this in a later video, saying, well, Randolph Vance said that I was holding Eliana hostage. Well, that's simply not true. I've never been to Argentina, so how can I hold a person hostage? Jimmy, you can hold a person emotional hostage from thousands of miles away just with the simple text messages you've been sending.
But I think she's knelt face first at the altar of social convention and political correctness. She has become... See, the thing is, and I'm not a mental health professional, but I have worked in mental health. I'm no longer...
Oh, Jimmy, you don't want to go down that road of you're not a mental health professional, but you've worked in mental health, okay? Because you've been committed and because you know how the system works over at Pendel, that doesn't make you any kind of an expert on that. It only makes you an expert in the care that you got, okay? You're not an expert in anybody else's care over at Pendel or any place else. Cut that shit out.
My certificates aren't up to date and stuff like that. But what I want to point out is she never had a strong sense of self, which was one of the reasons she would court the white supremacists and pretend to be white and things like this. With me, she didn't have to pretend to be anybody she wasn't, because I accepted her exactly as she was, for who she was, because I really liked who she was.
She had to pretend not to be scared around you, Jimmy. And that was tough. For 7 years, she had to pretend not to be scared around you. And then she found a way to not be scared for real by going on Daywave. That broke your spell that you had over her, Jimmy.
That's the truth. But in no way have I ever meant to harm this girl. Never. And the thing is, over the course of many years, I would give her the opportunity in many of my videos, and thankfully somebody reposted my videos. I would give her the opportunity to please tell me what was going on so I knew. Okay?
We've told you, Jimmy. We told you exactly how it happened, and you still don't believe any of us.
This is what's so ridiculous. The only reason she keeps coming up is because you people keep bringing her up to harass me. That's the only reason. I have no beef with her. In fact, I won't have any beef with her because I'm a vegan. But ultimately, what people need to understand...
That was a very bad joke, Jimmy. Very bad. That was a huge stretch.
...is she and I were friends at one time. She took things way out of context to the point where they were blatant lies. It wasn't simply, oh, this is a difference of perspective, or, it's a little bit out of context. No, she flat out lied.
Who cares, Jimmy? At this point, Jimmy, who the fuck cares if she lied or not? Okay? Your bullshit for 7 years stops today. Okay? Take a snapshot. That's a perfect little kind of narrow-eyed version of Jimmy there.
And then during her live stream, she tried to lie and say I was talking to her when she was 17. I was not. I was talking to her when she was 19, and actually, to tell the truth, I thought she was 20 because of her academic achievements. She's a very bright young lady in certain respects and not so bright in other respects, but that's not the point.
Right between that age range, 18 to 21. That's your preferred age range, 18 to 21. You really like them in that nice little ripe age where they've just become adults, but they don't have the formative thought to know what your stalking's about.
The point is that she's no longer my friend. She chose that. Okay? I respect the fact that she's not my friend. I would appreciate people to respect the fact that I'm trying to respect her wishes and stop harassing me with her. Stop it. Okay? And I would also appreciate it if people would stop using my likeness and her likeness to harass people like Adrasdea and other people. It's not right. It's not right to use me, like my name and my, to harass other people. It's just not right. But I mean, the funny thing is, there's these threats that people are going to call the police on me. Please do. Please do call the police on me. I think they'd be very interested in the, 3 or 4 months of threats against my life, threats of physical violence, threats of murder, threats of sexual violence against me.
How is AP challenging you to a karate match a threat of physical violence? He said, challenging you to a karate match, okay? Karate matches are understood to be, controlled fighting. Okay, it's not going to be that, he's going to jump you in an alleyway or someplace. He was trying to set up a controlled venue for you, and you turned him down. And then you accepted.
There's the fact that it's also a joke.
Yeah. And he doesn't understand jokes.
James wouldn't get that. And let's just go back a bit, because, James, there was no one apart from you saying that you were talking to Aliana when she was only 17. Like, that was in your video and your words.
Yeah,
no one else was saying that.
We have it.
That was you.
You can delete it if you want. I still have the raw video saved. I'm going to get it to AP sooner or later. Okay, Jimmy? So, anyways.
These things are, you have months of this. I would love, which the police actually already know because I've made them well aware of the situation, but I would love, please contact law enforcement. Please do. Please do. Because they're well aware of the situation. And it's not going to end badly for me. Okay? I have kept law enforcement well informed of the situation. The problem is there's certain...
He's probably kept his parole agent informed of the situation, I would say, but Jimmy?
Probably.
Yeah,
But
Jimmy.
you know what we need to do?
Huh?
I was going to say we need to confirm whether or not certain people that he follows, like whether or not they're like pedophiles as well as him, because he's not meant to be associating with criminals,
Yeah.
and we already know that Adrasdea is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Mm.
I've got a feeling that Donovan and Brandon are. So yeah, that'll be interesting to look into.
Oh, just the fact that Alan Powell is sending him messages of encouragement should be enough to break Jimmy's parole. So
Yeah.
yeah. Let's go back to his video here.
There's certain limitations on what they can do due to the nature of it being online like it is. But the Federal Bureau of Investigation is also aware, but again...
He contacted Agent Inzerillo. Yeah. Oh, Jimmy. The FBI is aware of this. Jimmy, that's exactly out of Scooby's playbook now. And that play didn't work for Scooby, so why do you think it's going to work for you?
There's certain limitations to what they can do because the crimes being committed are actually crimes that need to be prosecuted under local law enforcement, but they're taking place on a federal forum. It's
a federal forum. Do you hear that? He considers YouTube to be a federal forum. Jimmy, YouTube is a private company, okay?
People responding to your video is not breaking laws.
No, it's
like,
not.
You need to get that through your thick motherfucking head.
Yeah.
Like, you are a dim-witted, stupid asshole that should not exist on this planet. You are a waste of oxygen and skin, and people should not give you the time of day that they give you. But they're going to give you the time of day because you're making a pain in the ass out of yourself. And to be honest, you deserve to have your teeth knocked down your throat if anyone actually accepts your stupid fucking karate fight challenges. So, yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Even if AP doesn't want to do the fight in the Armory, Sam Stutler will. Okay? We can still set up a fight in the Armory. It just won't be with who Jimmy wants, but, we can set him up a fight if he wants. So.
basically what...
James, you can carry on trying to do your little victory lap saying, oh, everyone's back down, Like, oh, I win by default, blah, 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 blah. No, you haven't won by default. Remember, you challenged me to a fucking cage fight. Then you hid behind a block button. I accept. Fucking fly your ass over here, see what happens.
Okay, I'm going to go back to the video.
Change that ticket.
Yeah.
What happened is these people have found a legal loophole. And I can't sue them personally because, and like I said, I can't sue them personally because the lawyers that I've talked to 2 separate lawyers, they want me to go after my former friend. I will not go after her.
Then you don't have a case, Jimmy. If you've talked to all kinds of lawyers, both good lawyers and bad lawyers, and they've all said you need to go after Eliana, and you won't do it, Jimmy, they've given you their free legal advice and you've turned it down. That's on you, bud.
I won't do it.
Once again, proven he's a moron.
Yeah.
Like I said from the beginning, there is no way I'm going to allow this to turn me against her. I will go my separate way from her. I will respect her wishes to go her separate way, but I will not be turned against her. I will not be turned against her. That is one thing that will never happen. Now, what's funny is...
Funny, James, a lot of things that you've said will never happen have happened, okay? So yes, we will turn you against Eliana. I promise you that. Okay, Jimmy? The moment that you hear this, you're going to freak the fuck out because you know it's true. You know subconsciously that we're starting to win inside your head. Your subconscious is starting to gain victories over your conscious mind, Jimmy. And it's starting to tell you, Jimmy, you need to listen to Randolph. You need to listen to Adonis Paul. You need to listen to Royce Lopez and JJ Stoner instead of trying to fight them all the time. You need to listen to us, Jimmy.
Here's
So,
a thought for him. James, your mind and your community tab are about as organised as your bookcase. Now take a look at your bookcase and maybe try and straighten it out, and then straighten out your thoughts and stop being such an asshole and a spurg all the time.
yeah.
You threatened to call the police on me. You threatened these court cases and all this. This is even more hilarious than you backing out of your own challenges to fight me. You've backed out of what, 4 challenges to fight me? And they were your challenges, not mine. So, whatever. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. I think I've proven beyond a reasonable doubt that the young lady in question was my friend. Okay, I do actually like the fact that they re-uploaded my video so they can see I've never threatened the young lady. Not once have I threatened her. I only want what's best for her. And unfortunately, I don't believe she's making good decisions. But I'm not her daddy. I'm not her mommy. Okay? I can't make decisions for her. She's going to make the decisions that she makes. Whether they're good or bad. That's not my place to make those decisions. Okay? When we were friends, when she and I...
You were never friends, Jimmy. Stop that bullshit, okay? Every time that you say when we were friends, I'm going to pause it from now on and remind you were never friends.
were friends, we were perfect friends.
No.
That's the truth. And her and I
Here's a good
supported...
question for you, James. Can you rattle off all 2,000 names of people that you were friends with and their birthdays?
No, you can't.
Like, if you can't do that, then you weren't friends.
No, you can't do that. So.
One another, and her and I were there for one another when nobody else was there for either of us. And that's how I will remember her forever. Okay? I'm not gonna remember her. It's hard. I can't forgive her for what she did to me. But in the same sense, because she was who she was when I knew her, I never wish her any ill will. I only wish her the best. I wish her all the love and happiness and prosperity and joy that life would bring her. I think she's making very big mistakes.
Then what does it matter, Jimmy? Jimmy, what does it matter if she's making mistakes? Just let her make mistakes. Doesn't matter to you, okay? Let a person make mistakes in life because, you know what? If they want to listen to you, they'll listen to you and then they won't make the mistakes. But if you can't stop them from making mistakes, then don't even bother trying to correct them anymore. Just leave Eliana alone.
Okay? But I'm not her daddy. I'm not her mommy. And at her age, it's her choice to make these decisions. It's not even her mommy or daddy's. It's her choice. Okay?
He doesn't use the words mother or father. He uses mommy and daddy because to him, Eliana will always remain a youthful child that he can control and dominate.
So she can do whatever she wants and I can do whatever I want. We're both adults. And I've asked her to please stay away from me when I get to Buenos Aires. It's not that, it's not rocket science. I made a mistake. But the mistake was because she was not giving me proper information that she could have been giving me. Okay? I made a mistake. Whatever. She wasn't my friend, but how was I supposed to know that? Okay? How was I supposed to know that?
That was an interesting little moment of truth that his subconscious let escape just now. She wasn't my friend. He admitted that. His subconscious finally let him admit she wasn't his friend. We're starting to make progress.
Yep.
We're starting.
So now it's time for him to let it go
and
to stop stalking her.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and that's all for James's videos, unless he's made some new ones, and I don't think that he has. No, we're caught up with James right now, and I was downloading Adrasdea's videos right up until literally the last moment before we went on the air. So there's some interesting 5 new videos from Adrasdea from yesterday. So we're gonna get right to Adrasdea now. Oh, and you know what? I gotta check in, Jeff. I gotta check in on Andrew because I got him waiting in the backstage again here. So let's make sure you're happy.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's got a happy look on his face. Yeah. He looks fine. Okay. So we'll go back to VLC now, and I'm gonna open Adrasdea, and we'll get the Adrasdea update going.
So, a lot of people were saying that it is perfectly normal for an older sibling to rob their younger sibling after they move out on their own. And to that, I have to say, that's fucked up. If you believe that's a normal, healthy relationship, you might not have been raised in the environment you think you were raised in. Because the way I was raised, there were no boundaries. No boundaries. If my sisters wanted something, they just took it, whether it be from me, from my parents, from anybody. If they wanted something, they took it. One time I went to see my older sister for my birthday, wearing a nice necklace. I back then I had actual jewels, you know. And my older sister met me at the front gate, said, that's a nice necklace you got," and grabbed me by the wrist, grabbed around it like this, and said, "If you don't take it off and give it to me, I'll rip it off."
Why didn't you fight her, Mary? Why didn't you fight her for the necklace? You could have. You were in a position where she had her hand so close to you, you could have reached and grabbed her wrist, and you could have stopped her from trying to take your necklace. But you didn't. You showed no courage then, and you've shown no courage now.
And that was the relationship between me and my sister. And that itself should prove the abusive nature of the household that we grew up in.
No, it proves that you didn't know how to stand up for yourself, Mary. You didn't know how to defend yourself against an older sibling. All right?
It is absolutely not healthy for siblings to rob each other. It is healthy for siblings to share and help each other out. It is not healthy for siblings to feel entitled to just take whatever they want. There's a big difference. A loving, caring family is one that sets boundaries instead of letting everybody just kind of fend for themselves. And if one of them gets picked on more, well, that's her fault for being weak, isn't it?
You know what
fucked
else isn't
up.
healthy?
Wait a minute. Give me a
It's
moment.
just
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead.
Oh, you know what else isn't healthy?
Hmm.
Curry and potatoes.
That's right. That is exactly right. You're talking.
Oh, and good potato.
Mary's talking about how all of this, bad, evil stuff happened to her, yet she perpetuated the cycle when it happened to, when it was happening to Roberta on that. She was the one being the evil bully in that sense. So, holy shit. Huh. Never mind. Yeah, so anyway, we're just going to go back to Mary.
that's all I gotta say about it. It's absolutely fucked up. And if you're in a situation where you can't trust your siblings to be alone in your home for 5 minutes because they might steal something, you need to maybe accept that your relationship is not a good one.
I think she's putting herself in a kind of a dissociative state here because she's basically blaming the Mary, that, isn't a part of her for doing these things. And then she says that it was her sister that was trying to steal her necklace. Mary, everything that you've said that happened to you could have easily happened in reverse. You were the one instigating the abuse in all this. So, next video is other kids knew, but my own family still denies. Oh, joy. This is another one of those blame the family videos, isn't it, Mary? Well, I'll tell you what. Let's power through this. Playback. Speed. Faster. Faster. Faster.
Teachers that knew there was something wrong with me. By high school, most of the kids at school had also realized there was something different. I remember one day, as a senior, a boy flat out asked me if I was schizophrenic, and he got in trouble for it because the other kids didn't think it was something to talk about. And I didn't have an answer, because I didn't know. Because even though I had shown all of these traits for so many years that other kids were recognizing it, I had never seen a doctor or been to a hospital or spoken to anybody to know what was actually wrong with me, because my parents refused to acknowledge that there was anything wrong. I would find out that there wasn't anything wrong with me until after the first time I was corrected, after I tried to kill myself. You'll say nobody cares, but that's not true.
Whoop. Okay. Just get over severe mental illnesses. It's easy. Yeah, I've been told that before. I know. It sucks when people are telling you this shit. Okay, so let's go back to normal speed here.
Family doesn't care and never have. But I personally care a lot. Also, when you say get over it, it's extremely hard to just get over mental health issues.
Yeah, no shit, Mary. I've been told that before by a bunch of uncaring people. I know how fucking, brutal that is to have somebody say to you, just get over it. Just get over it. Whatever is going wrong, just get over it. Makes me want to fucking punch people when they say that shit to me.
It's extremely hard to just get over extreme abuse. Doesn't matter if I'm 37 years old next month. I'll get over it when I'm over it.
Mary, I'm 51 years old and I still haven't gotten over my depression. Okay? It's something that I'm going to carry with me till I die. And hopefully, I'm not going to let the suicide demon win. Okay?
Surprisingly, having my family online denying everything still doesn't help me to get over it.
Jeff, I've always said that the preferred method that I want to die is I'm 85 years old and I'm being chased out of an ex-girlfriend's house by an ex-boyfriend and I get hit by a Budweiser truck. Hey, you there, Jeff? Wait a minute. No, he's not. Oh, shit. Okay, never mind.
Especially when I'm trying to get away from them so that I can. You receive
Next. Oh, there you are, Jeff. Okay, so next video is What's up? What's up?
Yeah, no, I just dropped out for a minute.
Oh, that's
Like
okay.
I was organising some shit on Xbox.
Yeah. Okay, so the next video is I can no longer receive therapy because the therapist. Oh, and the title of this video was just spectacular. I can no longer receive therapy because the therapist would be in danger due to extremist taxpayers. And just to confirm, extremist taxpayers. Just to confirm, I'm not lying on this. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show you all her. I can no longer receive therapy because the therapist would be in danger due to extremist taxpayers. Mary, that's beautiful. That I want to put on a Teespring. Something that says my pronoun is extremist taxpayer. So let's get.
How about extremist job worker?
Yeah. Mary, just work a job and then you can be an extremist taxpayer yourself, okay?
I mean, like I commented on her shit earlier today, and I told her that her first step to actually getting over it would be to get a fucking job and take a break from making these videos and to think long and hard whether she wants to go back to doing them or not. And to just get on with working a job and, make some friends.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't know how to
And
make
before she
friends.
knows it, well, before she knows it, she will have like possibly made some friends at work. She'll be too fucking busy to be making these videos all the time and grifting,
Yeah,
and she will have forgotten about a lot of the shit.
yeah. So I'll get back to it here.
Taxpayer-funded therapy? I used to. Past tense now. It's been a couple of months since I've had a therapist because the taxpayers got angry and started harassing my therapist and harassing the mental health clinic that I receive help from because the taxpayers don't believe the diagnosis that I've been given and have been trying to have me excised from my Section 8 and from the mental health facilities that have been helping me out. So I no longer have a therapist, and I no longer feel like I can have a therapist because I feel like my therapist's life would be in danger because the taxpayers, you guys, have become so angry and irate at the fact that anybody is helping me that you attack and threaten social workers.
No one attacked and threatened social workers, Mary, because if they did, that would have been local news all over Los Angeles. That would have been all over the newspapers, the television
That
stations.
probably would have been
Yeah,
national news.
it would have been national news. It would have been.
Mary, did anything actually happen to Kanisha? Pretty
Mm-hmm.
sure it didn't. Mary, who actually docked Kanisha?
You
Was
did.
it the fuck people?
Yeah. It
Or was it you?
wasn't us. It was you, Mary. It was you. Next video, constantly told to prove it by people who've watched it, like Trump supporters.
Y'all keep saying prove it as if you weren't here when all of this went down just before Halloween. I've got 4 videos here talking about how y'all mass dialed the free mental health clinic, harassed my therapist, and fucked shit up.
All right, I'm gonna pause it here. Let's see. Don't be pedantic, Mary. Psychiatrists can medicate, so you don't have a psychiatrist. Big deal. Then your doctor's screwed up, is what you're saying. So.
You can literally just go back and look at those videos and see for yourself that was something that was happening fucking 2 or 3 months ago. Right?
Was that
Here's
back when
another
she
one.
was trying to blame me?
Yeah, I think so, because everything had just died down, and then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, Mary just starts up again. Like, kind of like a lawnmower that you've had in the garage all summer, and you just take it out,
Yeah.
and you give it that one pull, and starts up like a champ all the time. So that's our Mary. She's the reliable little lawnmower that you can keep in the garage for months and months, and then pull it out and vroom, just get her engine going again.
Yeah, I mean, if you were blaming people, then I can see why people would be saying prove it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if she's trying to make claims.
Well, she does prove some of the things. Like, remember when Isaac made the comment? She was showing that comment on the thing. She really shouldn't have shown it to
Yeah,
us. She
but
should
the
have shown
thing
it to
is,
the police.
like, there were about 10 people saw that video. She was told to delete it. I told her who it was that made the comment, their address, their name. She should have showed all that to the police, but she didn't. Instead, she'd rather make YouTube videos about it.
Right.
Like a fucking moron.
Right. She doesn't want a
And then
solution. Yeah, she
me
wouldn't.
of being the person that made the comment and bans me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh, you fucking moron.
Yeah, she doesn't want a solution to her problems, because if she had a solution, she wouldn't have any more problems, and she wouldn't have anything to make videos about. So.
To take resources
Yeah.
away. That was, y'all were threatening me. Threatening. You don't get to threaten me repeatedly and then tell me that I'm just crazy for believing your threats. I'm not. I mean, I have mental health issues, but y'all are the ones that have been telling me that you were doing this, that you were going to harass the clinic and the doctors and make sure that they know that you wanted me put in a mental hospital, and you didn't believe that they were doing their job correctly because I was still free, and so you were going to harass them until they locked me up. That's what y'all said. Now, if you're saying now that never happened and you only said it to make me believe that it happened, then you have to accept that you are cyberbullying and harassing a severely mentally unwell person who you know will believe you when you say these things.
She has the ability to self-gaslight herself. Did you notice that, Jeff? Is that she's just,
Yeah.
she's just inventing all of these stories now about how people are harassing her. And then when she's called out on her lies, well, just because it, wasn't harassment doesn't mean it wasn't cyberbullying or something like that. So,
I mean, people are perfectly entitled to tell you to prove it, Adrasdea. It's called freedom of speech.
right.
Do you realise how that works?
Mm-hmm.
They can say anything to you as long as it's not a threat or comparable to shouting fire in a crowded theatre and
Exactly.
causing a panic.
Exactly.
They can say prove it to their heart's content.
Mm-hmm.
And, all you have to do, you just have to ignore it. That's all you have to do. And you can't cyberbully someone. It's literally impossible. It's just the fact that you can't take the criticism. I'll give you an example of how you can't cyberbully someone. Randolph, just start berating me and saying mean things to me, and I'll show you how to combat cyberbullying.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I would just leave.
yeah, the easiest way, Mary, to get all of this cyberbullying and harassment as you perceive it to be to end is to just stop making these videos where you make yourself look stupid. So, let me get back to it.
I fully believe that these threats happened because y'all told me that they happened, and I no longer have a therapist. That's the truth of what's happening right now. If these calls didn't happen, and it's just something I believe because hundreds of people told me that it happened, whose fault is it that a schizoaffective person believes something that has been drilled into them? Whose fault
Crazy
is that?
person's fault.
Is it the schizoaffective person? Or is it the hundreds of cyber stalkers and harassers who have made that schizoaffective person's life miserable for over a year?
All right. So that was actually a quick update for this evening here. And I know it's, not much. Wait, I wanted to check something here really quickly. Because there was one thing I was looking at here. I'll go back to my goofles here. Because there was a couple things I was really interested in here that Andrew posted. Chess without morphine. And Chess Without Morphine 2. That's like 3 hours of him playing chess without morphine. Let's see. Did Jimmy make any new videos?
Fair enough.
Yeah. No new videos from James. No new videos from Adrasdea. But you know what? This is as good a point as any to go ahead and wrap up the live stream. Let me go back to my VLC player here. And any final thoughts, Jeff?
I was just going to say, he may not have made any new videos, but it's this community tab that you really want to be keeping an eye on.
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's good point. Let me take a very quick peek into his community tab. Okay, so because he's really upset when we go through his community
Oh,
tab.
look at that! He's calling Donovan shit is a butt rapist.
Who following me follows the ROTC family of shows? I do. Okay. James Robert Clark's derangement syndrome. Hatred of James Robert Clark so intense that impairs people's judgment. You flatter yourself, James, but you're not quite at the Trump delusional syndrome yet. You flatter yourself. Easy ways to get protein, everyday health. Oh, there's another one of those youthful, happy-looking Jimmys from before we broke him. Incredibly silly origin story of Taekwondo. Eliana, I will apologize. Yeah, he's just going off now. Oh, wait a minute. I heart Shirley Manson. Oh God, that's the new target. Is Shirley Manson? I'm afraid. So, but yeah, that was a quick look at the community tab. So, Jeff, you got any final thoughts for this evening?
Not really. I'll just catch everyone later.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll catch everyone later. And